so many topics that I've connected to today.
That's because this gathering gathered before you gathered.
Absolutely.
You sent your vibration in advance.
Yeah. I'm getting this part about not focusing on my issues and focusing on the momentum of the good feeling.
Being solution-oriented rather than problem-oriented.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel a lot of momentum. I'm starting to manifest some things. I'm seeing versions of, for example, I'm not looking at relationship as an issue, but I feel progress coming.
And when that happens, is that an enjoyable experience?
Yes.
Do you enjoy eating the ice cream cone, or do you enjoy having eaten it?
The process.
And so if you could enjoy being on your way to getting your grubby little hands on it, if you could begin to enjoy the anticipation of it,
Yeah.
that's really what we're
Yes.
talking about. Everything that you want is because you believe you will find pleasure in it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about,
Yeah.
no matter what it is.
So I think it's because of the teaching and just sort of understanding more of this, or starting to know more of it at different levels or higher levels of understanding, I guess.
Today, you've come steeped with some understanding. You all came with a place of readiness to hear. And today we've taken this understanding into places as has never been before.
Yes.
In other words, you get this so much better right now than you've ever gotten it before. So your point of attraction has shifted, and what comes in response to that will be different. And our only question to you is life now more pleasurable? And the answer is yes. It's more pleasurable to be consciously aware, to deliberately apply the laws of the universe, and be consciously aware as they predictably perform.
Mm-hmm. So I'm having so much fun with just the smallest little things. So, example, a song drops into my head that I haven't heard for years. I don't even know the name of it. Can't even remember all the words of it, but the melody drops in my head.
That's a really common way for your inner being to communicate with you.
Yes.
Because in that listening to music, there is sometimes, not always, but often a releasing of resistance. And in that releasing of resistance, or in that absence of resistance, now you're in the receptive mode. And often the easiest way for you to translate that vibration into something meaningful is through the lyrics that you already know,
Right.
that apply to the vibration that you've discovered.
Right.
So when you find yourself singing something, stop and ask yourself what it means.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was about being a wife. It was a love song. And I have an interest in being in a relationship and being married. So the song comes, and all I can remember is wifey is in the lyrics. So I call up my high-flying friend that I talk to every morning, and I tell him about this song. I'm trying to figure out which one is it. I kind of remember. I want to hear it. And so I'm trying to think about it, and he's like, oh, I think I know which one it is. Oh, yeah, I know. So we move on to another topic. I go to work, and at the end of the day, I'm driving home, and all of a sudden, it drops in my head again. And I'm like, what is that song? I want to hear it. And then at that very moment, I looked at my phone, and my friend had texted me, and I hit the link, and it was playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I manifested that. It was just so fun. It was just like out of nothing, within seconds of wanting it.
And so that is a good description of what we've been describing all day, isn't
Yeah.
it? In other words, you got a piece of it, you stayed there, you didn't take a dip in the vibration, you stayed there, and then it came to further fruition for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
What it reminded me of a time when I was dreaming. I was in a dream, and I had a glass in my hand, and I was walking in a house that wasn't built. It was just a structure, and I wanted to put the glass down, and at the moment I had desire for a table, the table appeared. So wanting to hear the song was so powerful.
In your dream state, you accomplish those things all the time, because in your dream state,
Yeah.
there's no resistance.
Yes.
And so what you need is there when you need it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So
Years ago, Jerry and Esther, they had just built their tree house on the property. And it's a beautiful structure, and it's on 3 levels. And the center of it, the center level, has some beds and all glass and in big trees. And so it was Thanksgiving Day. They had Thanksgiving dinner at home, just the 2 of them. And then they went to the tree house to take a nap. But that morning, before they got into their day, they got an email from a friend who was at that time transcribing things for them. And she said, it was before that technology that your friend had was available. And she said, what are you doing? And Esther said, we're going to the treehouse. And so she said, I wish I had the technology to send you the song. And at the bottom of the long email, she had typed out the words, Rockin' Robin, dance in the treehouse all night long.
Right.
And so Esther, before she read, she heard that song in her head. So they went ahead, went through the day, went to the treehouse, took a nap, and when they awakened, the treehouse, because it's on 40-foot timbers, was moving slightly in the breeze. It's freestanding, it's not attached to any trees. And the trees were full of hundreds and hundreds of robins because they are on a migratory path. And so Esther wants to know, how is this possible? My friend from New York is wishing us this experience. She's sending this words to this song, which I received as the song, and then we go to the treehouse, and the treehouse becomes what the song was all about. Rocking in the treehouse all night long. And so you all are in better hands than you know. In other words, your Earth is spinning in orbit in perfect proximity to other planets. In other words, these things are child's play. You just don't let yourself, unless you're dreaming usually, be the receiver of everything that's queued up for you. All this delightful, not necessary in order to get where you're going, delightful because it's delightful to be in the moment of where you're going. You see what we're getting at?
Yeah.
Source constantly looking for ways to surprise and delight and entertain you with all of this information, because everything that you are and everything that you've put into your vortex, every piece of everything that you've put into your vortex is known by the source within you. And there's not anything that you've ever asked for that is not somewhere on your trail of delight.
Yes.
Instead of calling it the path of least resistance for a little while right now while you're all queued up where you can really hear it, let's call it your trail of delight. Let's call it your inner being's path of delightful, enlightened, pleasurable life experience. Isn't that a sort of different point of view than most people you know hold? And yet that's the way that it is. And when you have glimpses like that, you know it. Because you know that's too freaky for you to have made up.
Right.
There's just too many elements of that for it to be a coincidence.
Yes.
Somebody's in on this big time and they love me a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. So all this is happening within a week's time. Another situation, I had a dream. The man was there. It was real. It felt awesome.
All right, so what are we talking about here? What are you getting at? We can talk about your dreams for quite a long time, but let's get to something here. What is it that you want to know or that you do know?
Is it that my spirit, my inner being, is sort of slowly translating the reality of this?
Your inner being isn't doing it slowly. You are.
I am. Okay.
Your inner being is all there in the fullness of it, beaming everything it's got at you. What you receive is about where you're at.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going slow.
And the more you acknowledge it, then the more you speed it up.
Okay.
In other words, the more you make the correlation between what you're able to receive. That's why this day has been such a really good day, because you now get what the receptive mode is. You now have a sense of how to get there. And the things that are going to happen for you over the next days and weeks as a result of this knowledge, undeniable evidence that lets you know that you were there in the receptive mode. And as you follow through and follow through and follow through, in other words, this unfolding. Esther loves construction. She just loves construction. She likes seeing a place, and she likes the drawings about the place. She likes the very beginning stages of it. She likes the foundation and the plumbing before there's anything else to see. She likes standing in places that aren't yet rooms, knowing that they will be rooms, because it's inevitable. She's standing on the foundation. She's standing on the plan. Somebody has already figured it out. This is going to be, it's going to have walls. And the day they put the insulation in the building, the way it changes the feel and the ambience of the place. In other words,
I like it.
and it's pleasure every step along the way. She doesn't go, oh, there's no roof yet. Oh, there's no faucets in these bathrooms yet. It's so fun to feel it in the becoming, because there's no question in her mind that it's going to become. Desire with no doubt. Ooh, delicious construction, you see. So you're constructing your life experiences. And Esther likes to build a building and then build another one.
Yeah. Yes.
And then another one, and then another one, in other words. And people say, do you spend much time in these buildings? No, I just build them. Just build them. It's the unfolding of it. Really, you never get to the place where you really want to just live in the building you've built. You're never going to be satisfied with that. Not now that you know how the cooperative universe will bring all of the components to you again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
I think
and again.
I'm starting to feel that that's really what my interest has been. It's just to sort of see this thing kind of evolving. I think that's maybe why I'm taking a longer time at it, but now I'm having more fun.
Yeah, because once it's done, it will continue to evolve, but it's not nearly as fun as in the beginning. The empires that you are building, the relationships that you are forming, the creations that you are in the midst of, the majority of them is done, and the majority of the pleasure of them is already had before you nail the first board up. You see what we're getting at? And yet humans, we love you so much, you know what's coming next, are so quick to get to what you think is the end place, because you believe it's getting there that makes you happy, and it isn't. It's going there.
Starting to get that.
It's the process. It's the journey. It's not the destination. You've been saying that. You've been hearing that. Right now, you know that.